guys, welcome back to my channel again. Yep. So today we're gonna solve another LeetCode problem. We're gonna solve LeetCode problems until we get really good at it, or I get the job at the FANG companies. Okay, that's the goal. So today problem is easy problem. It's called baseball game. So you're keeping the scores of the baseball game at empty strategy, whatever. You're given a list of strings called operations. Okay, and then in the operations of I, each operations has different operations like this, and it either give you x, which is a number. This is a stack problem basically, or plus. Since it's a string, if it gives a plus, what do we have to do? We have to record the new score that is sum of the previous two scores. So if the operation is plus, then we have to add the previous two scores and then add this new score, the sum, to the stack. Okay. But if it's just a number like x here, we just add the number to the stack. Okay. We just push the numbers to the stack. Let's just say that. But if it's D, then we double. Okay. So new score that is double of the previous score. We get the previous score and we double it and we store it in the stack. But if it's C, then we get rid of the previous score, which is we remove the previous score. Okay. Return the sum of the scores on the score after playing all the operations. So what do we gotta do? We gotta add, remove all this stuff, and at the end, we just gotta get the sum of the numbers in the stack. Okay. I hope it makes sense. So let's just start. So we're gonna need stack of integer, name it stack equals new stack. Okay. And then we're gonna run for loop. So the runtime gonna be order of n because we're gonna have to go through the all operations. Okay. So string of op stands for operations, and then we're gonna check if op dot equals, how do you spell equals? Okay, equals plus, right? So let's start with the plus first. If it's a plus and then there's a constraint here, you can see it says for the operation plus there will always be at least two previous scores on the record, so we don't need to check whether the stack is empty or not. We will not run into an error. Okay, so there will always be two previous stack elements. So if it equal plus, what do we got to do? We got to top one of the stack first. So int first top. How do we do? Stack dot pop. We need to pop because we need to get the second one as well, right? And then in second top, for this one, we're just gonna do stack dot peak. Peak, it will return the top number, top integer, but it will not remove, but pop will remove. So since we remove the first one, we're gonna add it back to the stack again. Stack dot push first top. Okay, now we're back to equal. So now we got to do the main operation, which is we're going to add these two numbers and push it to the stack. So stack dot push first top plus second top. Yep. Okay. If we get the plus operation. Else if op dot, if we get D, there's a D, right? D is for double. We double the dot equal equals. We get D. Then what do? We just gotta do stack dot push. What are we gonna push? We're gonna do stack dot peak will give us the topmost element into 2. So we just multiplied by 2 and push it back to the stack. Okay. And else if we got op dot equals C, that means we need to pop an element, invalidate the previous score, remove it from the record. So we just remove the topmost element. So stack dot pop. Okay, and then else we just gotta add the number. Stack, let's say int num equals integer dot parse int, and then we convert the op into an integer because it's in the string format. So we just change that, and then just push it back. Stack dot push num into it. So Since we add all the numbers into the stack already, now we gotta find the sum, right? Int sum equals 0. Let's run a for loop for int I equals, we could use enhance for loop, stack sum plus or equal to number. And now we can just return sum, okay? That's it guys, that's all, not complicated. Just let's, and we run this, so accept it, and then we just submit this. Yep, 2 millisecond beats 96%, very fast code. Okay, so the runtime is order of n, and the space complexity is also order of n because we use stack and we put it in. Okay, that's all for today guys, see you next time, happy coding.